Hello, welcome to ClearEdge Automation. I just want to go over the three strategies that come with the advanced and elite memberships. First of all, we have the ClearEdge Wild ORB, which I run personally on MES and MNQ. The settings that I run are in the Discord, and other people share different settings, but just so you can see how to get this set up, this is on the MES. You want to run just long trades only on one chart, and if you want to have a different setting for short trades, you can run that on a separate chart and a separate alert. So I enable long trades only. These are my settings, my base contract size. My exit method is the Wilder 21 day. I do not use a fixed risk. And I do use a 3-to-1 take profit. I use the 15-minute opening time frame, and I do not use trade filtering. So how does that look on a backtester? We can see over the last year, let's take a look. Okay, around 17,500 with 2,300 drawdown. So I have it sized, roughly for a 50K account. So it's performed pretty well over the last year with those settings. Now if we jump into the MNQ. So I run this on 2 trades a day. I enabled long trades only. My base contract size is 2. The same exit method, Wilder's 21 day. I use a 2-to-1 risk, 15-minute opening range time frame, no trade filtering. And again, let's look at the strategy tester on this for the last year. So around 14,000 with 2,000 in drawdown. So that's the settings I use for the Wild ORB on both on 15-minute on the MES and the MNQ. Next up, we have the initial balance strategy. There are some MNQ settings that we're testing, but right now MES is the primary instrument that we're trading this on. There's not a whole lot you need to do to this. You need to figure out the risk for your account. I have it on a fixed dollar risk of $1,000 with 30 contracts max. And I use a 3-point trailing stop loss. I will occasionally come in and change this trailing stop loss if there's a huge opening range, like let's say, like today it's only 20 points, so I'm not going to change it. But if it was like a 60-70 point opening range, maybe I want to trail by a little more, but you don't have to do that. You can leave it on 3. Obviously, if you're trading the NASDAQ, you have to increase this trailing stop because 3 points is nothing. So that's all you have to do on the initial balance strategy. And we can jump in here and take a look at the last 365 days. Let's see what the last year has done on the IB. So around 18,000 with 3,500 in drawdown. It's had a rough month and a half. It's been pretty flat, maybe even down a little bit. But this always bounces back. Any strategy will go through periods of sideways action or a little drawdown. So. But over time, this has performed very well. Of course, whenever we're looking at these back tests, we're also not factoring in days where we wouldn't trade. There's been a couple of big losses on this particular strategy, for example, on FOMC days, but obviously we're not running this on an FOMC day. So the P&L actually has been a little bit higher than this, and the drawdown slightly lower. So actually, I think we're probably about to get a trade here. So this is actually good timing. If this hits another tick or two higher, 41.50, 41.75, we're actually going to get a trade here. So good timing to do this video. There you go. So we'll come back to that, but again, this is set up so that once we hit around 68.36-ish, the trail stop will kick in on this if we get down there, or it'll stop out up here. And we'll come back and we'll take a look at that momentarily. The last strategy we have is the GovGap. So again, the settings on this, you can customize however you like, and there's many variations of this strategy that people are running. There's a setting to sort of capture a larger gap fill, and then a potential setting that's going to capture most of your smaller gap fills. So this is the one that I run mostly, which is a 0.1% to 1% gap. Opening range is 5 minutes, 60% of take profit has been reached, then there'll be a trailing stop that kicks in with a 10-tick trailer. It will not take a signal if 80% of the gap has already been filled when the alert comes in. So if you get like a big gap or a big candle outside of this range and it fills most of the gap, it's not going to take the trade, because then the risk reward is off, and you can adjust that. And again, these settings are just sharing what we're running or what I'm running. Doesn't mean you have to run the same settings. You can test different things and come up with your own way to run this. So if we look at the back tester on this particular setting, again, 365 days, 23,187 off of with a 2687 drawdown. That's running 1 ES. That's the full ES contract. So you can definitely trade MES if you want to maybe look for about half the size to stay well within your 50k accounts, or something in between. So that's the 3 strategies that we run. Again, that's the ORB, opening range breakout. Had a little bit of a loss this morning, but had a really nice winner. Well, a loser on MNQ in the morning, and then a winner in the afternoon, and then another winner on MES. But a small loss here this morning. And then this is the initial balance, which took a short here just a few moments ago. We get a few more points down and the trail stop will kick in, locking in profits for us, or guaranteeing profits for us. And then the GovGap strategy. So those are the 3 strategies. Those are the settings that you can kind of start to play with and customize it a little bit, make it fit your account size. Our recommendation is just running 1 strategy per account, because
order field.
Once you start adding multiple strategies, then potentially you're oversizing for your account. So just really pay attention to that trailing drawdown and how much you can absorb with risk in each particular strategy, and you'll be fine. And obviously ask questions in the Discord. We can answer. There's many members that have been doing this a while, that are pretty experienced, that have had success. So there's people here to help you all the time, and we look forward to helping you automate your strategies, our strategies, and ultimately being successful with automations. Thanks so much. Happy automating.